Hi, welcome to another episode with me and this 99 Jimny that I've been working on. Today what we're going to do is we're going to install some rear speakers. Now, this particular Jimny didn't come with rear speakers, but some of them do. But the grills and some of the wiring is still in place from what I can gather. And I'm going to get access to it and I'm going to install some speakers. Hopefully they'll fit. If not, we can make them fit. The first thing we're going to have to do is remove the rear seats. Now, you can probably get the idea that I'm not working with a whole lot of space here. Working in the back of a car is not great at the best of times, but this is a Japanese micro car, so things are even worse. I'm going to hopefully be able to pull this off and record video, but it may be difficult, so some of the video may be cut off and I may only be able to show pictures. The first thing we have to do is remove the seats. Both of the seats come out the same way and it's fairly easy, so I'm only going to show you one. You simply pull this little tab at the back and the bottom of the seats fold forward. And right behind the seat, I don't think you can see this on the camera, but right behind the seat where the hinge is, there's a bolt on either side, just a single bolt either side. That's 2 bolts, and they're 14 mil. So as you can see, that came off pretty easily. I'll take off the other one as well. The next step will be to remove this center seatbelt cover. You should be able to pull it out without any tools. It takes a bit of effort, obviously, as you can see, and you don't want to break it. But once you get it off, you'll see there are two more of those 14 mil bolts. And in the case of mine, what appears to be a whole bunch of sesame seeds or something. I don't know, probably some Japanese snack. Alright, now those are a little bit loose on that side. The next thing you're going to want to do is take down the seat as a whole. And on the other side, right behind the carpeting, there's a little piece of Velcro in the corner. Carefully peel that back. And you'll see another 14 mil nut on the back of that seat. There is one more bolt per seat in the back here. I'm going to have to access it from the back of the vehicle, so we'll move back there and I'll show you. Now from back here you can see the rear part of the seatbelt divider. That will pull off as well with no tools, but you have to be careful because the seats need to be upright. Otherwise they'll press on the front of it and lock it back in place. It does sort of wrap around the front, so you have to pull it off. It's a bit tricky, but it will come off. That's what that looks like. Now with the seats folded down, you can see the other two 14 mil bolts. And as I mentioned earlier, behind a little piece of Velcro, there's one more 14 mil bolt on the corner of each seat. These are a bit of a shorter bolt, so keep them separate from the others, which are all the same length. Once you have all the bolts out, the seats should just lift right out. Maybe not quite as easily as I made it sound, but there we go. It's a little tricky, you have to wiggle them out. And there's little tabs on these rotating bits in the corners that seem to grab them. But aside from that, it's pretty easy. To make life easier on yourself, you're probably going to want to pop up the carpet. It's held on by little clips. I would suggest getting yourself one of these interior clip removing tools so that you don't hurt your vehicle when you take this apart. These are kind of like a little plastic. They actually should come off without tools. Yeah, see, that's not very difficult. They're almost like button snaps on a kid's jacket. They just kind of peel right off. They're not the kind of clips I thought they were. Just take that and move it off to the side. So there are some Phillips screws that are holding these plastic panels in. I'm going to remove those so we can take them out. Obviously, you need to take out the side panels in order to access the speakers and wiring behind. One of the things you're going to run into while doing this job are these little round clips with sort of a circle in the center. Now, those are a type of clip where the little center pin expands the pieces in the back so that they can grip into the plastic. You have to be really careful with these. The trick is to get your tool in there very carefully and then press in the center. Don't press it in too far because you'll actually lose it in the bodywork. But it will release like this. Another thing you're going to have to remove are the seat belts themselves and the anchor points for those. These are also a 14 mil, but keep these bolts separately because these are safety devices and these bolts would obviously be designed to a different specification than the others. Another piece you'll need to remove are the seat swivels, the ones that the seat itself was mounted to, and those are a 12 mil nut. Once you've loosened off all of the actual fasteners that are holding the panel on, you should be able to take your trim tool and just very carefully go near the edges and look for the clips. Now, if you don't care about the vehicle, you can be a lot more rough with this, but obviously I do care because this is in very good condition for its age and I don't want to damage it. So right now I'm going along the top side and I'm feeling around. I'm feeling for the clips that are attaching this inside. You can see I've loosened up this side a little bit. And I've gotten into the top a bit. And as I go, all I'm really doing is applying a bit of outward pressure. You can see we've almost got it off here. Take your time with this because you really don't want to damage these. Not only are they expensive, but they're probably a pain in the ass to find. I'm going to carry on to the front side and take that off. Once that's off, I'll show you what it looks like. And now, with all the interior panels removed, you can see what the Jimny looks like without back seats or a trunk area, and you can gain access to the inside of the fenders where the wheel wells are, as well as the speaker wiring and the factory speaker mounting holes. I'm not even sure I want to know what that is. It just looks weird.